Byron Denny and Chris Vogelsinger. It would be great if the referees were respected throughout the whole game. Now let's have 3 more minutes of warm-ups.
Good afternoon. Oh, it's morning still. It is so much action going on. I think it's into the afternoon. Good morning and welcome to the Division 1 Men's Grand Final. It is between the Sutherland Sharks and the St George Saints. David J in commentary here, joined in the booth by Jim Reditas. G'day, mate. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. Looking forward to a great game.
It is going to be a cracker of a game. 1 versus 2 in this Division 1 competition. These guys are basically next to each other, looking over each other's fence in the geographic sense, but haven't played each other in this tournament this year. So this is going to be very, very interesting. A couple of contrasting styles, a big squad for the Saints, and the Sharks looking to get that upset. It's going to be a cracker, mate.
Yep, it's proven to be a really good semi-final series. Both teams have been the most consistent in the league all through the year, and they've put that on the floor this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. The St George Saints got here by defeating the Tamworth Thunderbolts in the semi-final yesterday, 96-78, while the Sharks got over the Bankstown Bruins, 80-77. A couple of all-stars on both teams. Cameron Coleman, he got 33 points and 26-27 points in the third quarter yesterday, Jim. Unbelievable.
He was sitting out for most of the second quarter with 3 fouls. They reintroduced him in the third quarter and he just took control of the game and really changed it for Tamworth.
Unbelievable. Also picked up an all-star spot in their 5 at forward for the St George Saints. The Sharks, they've got a couple of all-stars as well, with Reece Craigie getting a all-star start in their 5 at guard and collecting the MVP for 2018. Unbelievable. They've also got a Coach of the Year on the bench, Simon Gleeson, getting them around the court. It is going to be an interesting one. Reece got himself 18 points yesterday in their win against the Bankstown Bruins. Danger man for the Sharks, isn't he?
Yeah, he was controlled quite well by Paul LeBoer in the early stages of the game, but always seemed to find a way to get himself into the game and get onto the scoreboard.
Yeah, exactly. Starting 5 for the St George Saints. Number 7, Cameron Coleman. Number 9, Mitchell Grand. Number 10, Sean Albert. Number 21, Pranaya Sakya. And number 44, Andrew Origwe. For the Sharks, it's number 10, Jackson Gogol, number 11, Reece Craigie, number 12, Michael Papandreas, 38, Jackson Parr, and number 46, Jason Freshwater. Grabbed himself 17 points yesterday. They'll definitely need him to score as well. Lots of scoring for both teams. Spread it out, the Sharks a little bit in their win yesterday. But they'll be looking to shut down Cameron Coleman nice and early. If they can do that, that'll go a long way to securing a win for them.
Yeah, well, between Coleman and Sean Albert, you find about 40 to 50% of the points coming for St George in pretty much every game. So they're the 2 assignments I would be trying to get hold of if I was a Sharks coach.
Yeah, exactly. The coaches are Simon Gleeson, as we said, Coach of the Year for the Sharks, and Captain Coach, or playing coach, DeMarcus Barry. Makes it difficult giving directions from the sideline or in the game, doesn't it, at times, Jim?
Yeah, he's been doing it for 3 seasons, and St George are finding their way to the final series pretty much each one of those seasons. So he must get the chemistry right.
Yeah, lead by example as well, I would say. Follow my lead, boys, as the coach would say. Referees for this match are Chris Vogelsinger, Nathan Paff, and Byron Geddes. It is about to get underway right here at the Hills Basketball Centre. I hope you are enjoying all the basketball action streaming to you live from Hills, the home of the Hornets,
who have also won the first banner this afternoon, or this morning, with the Youth League women being successful over the Hornsby Spiders.
Yeah, excellent work for the Hornets there as well. We're going to touch on that. You had a bit of close connection. You kept a good eye on that one. Here we go. It's the Saints getting that tip nice and early through Andrew Origwe. Well, nice turnover there, Sakya. Banked it in. Jackson Parr there for the Sharks.
Was very strong inside yesterday. Did a good job. Had a big assignment on Brett Foster and did that well.
Yeah, absolutely. Big solid lad too. Jackson Parr there. He's going to need all of that bulk to keep some of their stars out as the Saints drain a couple of points themselves to get into the books. Sharks just giving it around the top there with Reece Craigie and getting it in. They pass it in to Parr again.
Papandreas there with a nice kick out.
Good off the hand, that one for Parr, but didn't quite fall. Saints back at it. Tempo is nice and quick already.
Good strong rebound inside, but rewarded with a foul. Didn't quite get it to drop though. He would have liked the and one.
Yeah, exactly. Coleman there taking that shot. Just come up a little bit short, but they had some players, Mitchell Grant, in good position for that offensive rebound. Here goes the first one of those charity stripe freebies. Second one, Saints open a 2-point lead early in this grand final. Gogol feeding Parr there inside, takes it to the rack.
A good strip there.
And Sakia, plenty of speed, low to the ground as well, makes it hard to defend against, but they've done a good job there, the Sharks. Got that turnover, two of them, it took two of them to do it. Big block there from Uruguay. Those long arms, you're going to have to be shooting over those all day. Nice over the shoulder pass there from Coleman.
A nice cut through there as well by Grant.
Yeah, certainly charging hard to the basket in that one. Found the open man and goes to the line. Early sub there for the Sharks. Number 13, Tom Hemsley comes on. More like Ned Kelly than a basketballer. Yep. Certainly works for him, that look.
Turnaround jumper from Sean Albert.
Looking good, Gogol, bringing it back nice and quick. Finds Hemsley. Parr again from the top. That big man inside, just couldn't get to him. Gets that bump. And a foul on the second attempt there from Jackson Gogol. I have to admit, the Saints are getting some good movement down in their offensive sets there, Jim. Lots of movement and opening it up for them, but just not hitting the guy at the right time.
Yeah, I think they're rushing it just a little. They need to get it in Coleman's hands.
Yeah, very frantic start from both teams here. The crowd is certainly behind it, and they know which way they are going. Plenty of red, plenty of blue here in grand final day.
He's so hard to guard. He's drawn a couple of fouls already this morning. Coach Berry quite animated there.
Drains that one for the first of his two. Makes that one as well. Yeah, point's good, but there is a pushing foul against the Saints.
The one charged on Grant.
Yeah, it could get quite physical there. A couple of big bodies out there, I've noticed. Big shoulders, big arms.
And they're strong as well.
Yeah, very mature players as well. Coming off the Division 2 youth men's here on court 3 a little bit earlier. You can see what a couple of years in the gym will have done to a lot of bodies as well. Seasoned.
Certainly.
Bruce Craigie trying to get that ball swinging around to the centre. Off the ball foul against number 10.
That's a second quick one on Sean Albert.
Yeah, Sean Albert.
A quick sub in.
We've just been told you can pronounce his name as name instead of trying to say that.
Oh, no.
Call him name.
sub there for Sean Albert, like you said, Jim. A couple of quick fouls there. It's not even a full 3 minutes gone from the start of the game.
Now we've got 7 fouls already called in the game.
Yeah. Oh, nice card to deserve to drop there.
Yeah, he worked hard for it.
Yeah, a bit of tall timber there to get through. He does look a bit like a lumberjack, so maybe that's what he was going for, to chop that tall timber down. Nice high pressure there in defence from the Sharks. That's their leading scorer.
Aaron Nankaro checking in. Good tough rebound there by Aaron Nankaro. And he'll be taking the walk down the court for a bonus.
Yep, certainly will be. Andrew Uruguay with those long arms makes it very difficult for any one of the Sharks coming through trying to score some points underneath the basket there.
He's certainly a shot changer.
Yeah, he definitely is, and he certainly had an influence already, making them miss a couple of times. The Sharks will need to work that out or get somebody big in there to just push him out of the way.
Yeah, Berens came in and did that job on Brett Foster a little bit yesterday as well, so he could be an option for them.
He's missed both of those from the charity stripe. Still only 4 points in front. The Saints 6-2 over the Sharks. Again, Hemsley again, quick off that first step. Saki bringing the ball down for the Saints, trying to find that open man. Looks to Coleman, focal point of their attack.
Nice move and nice finish by Aaron Nankaro.
Yeah, commitment plus. He missed the first shot, but was there to get his own rebound and put it back in. Getting that ball, bringing it down. Outlet to Coleman, cutting through. Rigby finds Nankaro. He's holding it up there, trying to get some movement going.
And another foul. Hensley reaching in there.
Yeah.
Time out.
First time
Down to
out
St.
there.
George.
Yeah. Saints doing pretty well. They look more urgent at the moment. Like I said a little bit earlier, Jim, they look a little bit rushed, but it's working for them. At this current point, they have a 6-point lead, 8 points to 2 over the Sharks. Sharks not doing much wrong, though.
No, they started slowly yesterday as well, but then they stepped up their defence. And if they push that defence up further up the court, they could cause St. George a bit of trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Get them out of their rhythm.
Exactly right. It looks like they'll keep it going as they are for now. There's no need to panic just yet. But there is certainly plenty of noise here at the Hills Basketball Centre for this Division 1 Men's Grand Final today.
It certainly can get quite noisy here. This used to be our court 1.
Oh, yep.
But with our extension, we've got a much more improved main court.
Yeah.
And that's where the big games are on this afternoon.
Yeah, absolutely. Managed to catch the second semi-final of the championship men there, and it was like we were in Madison Square Garden. The noise, the atmosphere was unbelievable. It was a cracker of a match. You can guarantee that they will be all crackers in grand final day. No duds here today. Stoyanovsky at the line for the Saints.
They've really got to cash in on these free throws early.
Yeah. It's that second one. It's a 7-point game, and 9-2 in favour of St. George Saints.
Ooh.
There's that open man across there.
Nice ball movement.
Oh, just in and out. offensive rebounds, good hustle, good transition. So Coleman bring it down and they all head down into the attacking zone. Uruguay, not much room to move, finds the dish, but isn't able to get a hold of it there, Coleman.
Oh, there's an injury. Craig is down.
See, they've called a stop there. Key player as well, so hopefully he's okay. He seemed to be clutching anything in particular. Might have just fallen on the point of his knee there, Jim.
Yeah, I didn't see what actually happened. Yeah. He was just running alongside the player, whether there was any contact or whether he just tripped. At one stage it looked like he might have done a shoulder, but he got up again.
He seems all right though, hasn't affected him too much.
No.
He's in a defensive position there. Saki bringing the ball down. Looking to the top. Oh, just got cornered there for a little bit, but managed to find Nankaro.
Nice, strong rebound there by Behrens.
Nice one. That's what your big man doing down there under the key. Getting those elbows out, chinning that ball and making some space.
The foul called on Nankaro.
Yeah. Daniel Behrens there, just a shade taller than Nankaro. He used all of his experience in his wiles to sort of take the young man to the hoop, I think.
Yep. Bit of a pressure shot there, running out of shot clock. Needed to force it up.
Absolutely, the Saints' defence there really made it difficult for the Sharks.
Yeah, they've been switching quite a bit on any screens. Been communicating quite well, actually.
Good stuff. Another big body for the Saints coming on. Samuel Geimer giving Andrew Uruguay a rest at the moment.
Yep. That was a really tough pass to try and catch that one.
Yeah, exactly. There's a bit of height in the middle there.
And now we're
elevation.
A foul charged, and we've got free throws down the other end. Both teams in bonus, and we've still got 4 minutes to go in this quarter.
Yeah, seems to be the flavour of the grand final, getting those fouls nice and early, make them work for it. Just hope it doesn't backfire for them later in the game. Bruce Craigie missing that first one. And that second one. Well, the points have dried up a little bit for both teams. It is a 9-2 towards the Saints, and in a couple of minutes there would need the team really scoring. Sam Geimer in and out. Everything he could do to get that in. Kissed it off the glass like he should.
The lack of points is quite a surprise, with these two teams being the 1 and 2 as far as scoring's concerned in the league.
Well, scored the trouble there. Does look like a nice floor for a bit of a break dance and a dance out there, but you don't want to be doing it when you got the ball. Causing trouble there.
You need to put it on the floor first.
They need a little bit of confidence here, the Sharks. They need to get some points. They haven't scored much. 2 points. They are throwing them up. That'll definitely help. Yeah, that'll definitely help it. Daniel Behrens there inside, getting that, get that rebound offensively, and then straight to the rack for those bread and butter plays. Nice turnover there. And nice put in from Reece Craigie.
That gets him started.
Shaking off his little knock there before.
And a foul.
Drawn it to within 3. Certainly looks a little bit better than 7 or 8 points difference.
But it's all looking just a little bit scrappy at the moment.
Yeah, both teams sort of, can see out there Stoyanovski just easing them down, just telling them to calm it down just a little bit. Wins that first one. Out that second one. Here's Craig again balancing it up.
And foul on Cameron Coleman.
Yeah.
His first for the day.
A good option that one, Jim. He was looking to sort of pass. It didn't look like much was on, but he just saw that half gap and drove through. So there was not much Coleman could actually do. Foul got caught out a little bit there. Off the front of the ring there for Craigie.
We're just a bit tight early in this grand final.
It's that second one, gets to within 3. Lots of pressure from the Sharks high on that court. Full court pressure there.
Yep.
Got that push there. Yep. It was Ben White.
That's his first. Everyone's struggling from this line.
Yeah. It's a curse. The previous game they had a bit of trouble, the Illawarra Hawks, getting some free throws.
And that's his first points for the game. They're in the zone.
White hits Berens on inside. Gearing drives through, finds Craigie. Gets his own rebound and the foul as well.
Tough work.
Yeah, well done. He certainly wasn't the biggest one in that pack. He managed to get the ball and the foul out of it. So Reece Craigie certainly in the wars, throwing everything he has at them in this grand final. Can't leave it at home in a big one like this, can you, Jim?
No. And he's and you can tell from his scoring stats, he likes it outside, he likes it inside.
Yeah.
And normally he's pretty reliable from the free throw line.
There's one there, gets to within 3. Saints still leading 11-8. Just over 2 minutes remaining in this first quarter. It's that second one as well. Back to 2 points. Plenty of pressure high on the court again for the Sharks. Lots of screens there, cleared the way.
And an offensive foul. Great piece of work there by Berens.
Good work, planting his feet, nice and strong, took that hit.
And
the speed he was heading down there, I don't think a collision was ever not going to happen. Yeah. Big eloping pass, just got a finger on it there. That was John Taglini. Sharks ball. Opportunity to square it up off this next play if they get that basket. All over on this left side. Wants to get it again, Craig. He's certainly hungry for that ball today.
He's very hard on the...
Oh, miscommunication there. Off to the races. Oh, finds Coleman underneath. Nice double play there.
And the transition good.
Albert to Liang, Liang to Coleman. All of a sudden it's back to that 4-point game. Turnover. Oh no. There's Taglini just getting a bit of a finger again to it in that contest for the ball. Jackson Gogol checking back into the game for the Sharks.
Craigie looking like he's going to attack here. Kicks it back. He's open now.
Yeah, look at that. Drives it through, finds Gearing's underneath, gets the ball, and one.
And that sends the Sharks fans into a frenzy.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to see the veterans out there as well. With Joel Gearing getting some of those points there. Not casting any aspersions about his age at all, but yeah, he looks a little bit older than everyone else.
Experience.
Yeah.
A nice little pass in there too by Craigie.
He's still looking pretty fit though.
And once again, I think Sutherland have just pushed the defence up a little bit higher up on the floor.
Yeah.
And definitely slowed their scoring down. And he's walked that ball out.
Yeah, exactly.
Couple of unforced errors here, and has brought the Sharks right back into the game.
Yeah, they haven't been able to find the open man on those high court presses either,
no.
the Saints, and they're struggling a little bit to get them in a bit of space to make those shots. Force them to drive down the baseline like that, you're always going to walk the line, as it were, the tightrope of the sideline, or the baseline.
So the Sharks have played this one very well defensively.
Again. Nice clearance. The Gogol off the foot.
That'll give him another 4 seconds on that shot clock.
Just under a minute remaining in this first quarter. It is 13-11.
Very dour struggle.
Yeah. Nice Craigie as well. It's denied there.
Fans calling for the foul. Open by Day.
Looks like that ring was covered in glad wrap there for Sakia. Not so much though at this end for the Sharks. Benjamin White draining that three to take the lead. With just under 20 seconds remaining in this first quarter. The Sharks are up 14-13.
Done a real good job on Coleman.
Oh, he gets three back there. Well done. That was Sean Albert. Can score some points.
Certainly can.
And there it is. With that three, they take the lead at 16-14. Only 2 points in it in this one. The Saints are up though.
Saints are up with Coleman leading there, scoring on 6. And Craigie leading the Sharks on 5.
Yeah, good effort there from both teams. Pretty exciting first quarter there. Pretty frantic start as well, even though the points weren't there. It was end-to-end stuff and lots of athleticism and fitness. It looks like if it continues, come the fourth quarter, there's going to be some tired players on both teams.
Yeah, we just got to hope that there's enough of them out on the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
When you look at the foul count for both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the Division 1 men's grand final between the St. George Saints and the Sutherland Sharks. And Basketball New South Wales would like to thank their official partners, New South Wales Office of Sport, Spalding, Carney Sports Marketing, PCYC, Custom College Recruitment, Centre College New South Wales, the Sydney Kings, the Sydney Uni Flames and Allied Couriers. The official Spalding Waratah League game ball is now available. Visit Basketball New South Wales online, their store there at www.bnsw.com.au, and you can purchase yours today and you can relive all the highlights, whether you're a Shark, a Saint, a Laser, whatever it might be, whatever team you go for, make sure you get one of those game balls. It is going to be a big one. What do you think's being said in the huddle? You'd have a good insight of what's required at this level, Jim. What do you think they're both saying, both coaches?
I'd be saying that DeMarcus is probably trying to get his team to settle down. They've given away 9 fouls. They've got to contain Reece Craigie on his penetration, and I'd be saying they'd be trying to just settle it down, whereas Sutherland would be just saying to control the tempo.
Yeah,
Try to control the tempo. keep the St George from running their fast breaks and get the ball out of Coleman's hands.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that tempo is being controlled by the Sharks a little bit through their defensive effort, really pushing high and making it hard for the ball carriers for the Saints, getting it down where they need to.
Well, that really turned the game last night.
Yeah.
Bankstown had their experienced players on, and there was a period of time there where Saints were about 10 or 12 points behind. Stepped up the defence early in the third quarter and really churned the game.
Yeah.
And that's why they're playing here today.
Thumbs up from the referees there. We're into the second quarter here. Court 3 at the Hills Basketball Stadium. The Division 1 Men's Grand Final. Davey Jane and Gina Raditas in the commentary booth. Half a look there.
Coleman with a steal.
Too easy. He was never going to get through there. Kicks it over on that far side. Nice pass. See Sakia open. Uruguay. Nice elevation too.
And a foul called on Benjamin White. That's his second.
If you're getting up that high, you've got to grab it with two hands on that offensive rebound. No point tapping it to the opposition. Oof.
And a foul called.
Getting down there nice and quick, the Sharks. At the moment, just relying on some fouls and errors from the Saints to keep the ball, keep possession. Looking around the top there, White finds Berens open. Has he got the range? He does. 3 points.
Jackson Parr knocked a couple of those down last night.
It is Jackson Parr too. Well, Big Berens, I looked at those shoulders, Jim, and they couldn't tell them apart.
They both play tough too.
Yeah, good big boys, good strong down low as well. But yeah, good on you, Jackson. It was a nice spot. Ended up having plenty of time to drain that three as well. I've heard some wags in the crowd. Silence them by getting the point.
They won't want to upset him though.
Yeah, exactly. There's another one. Yeah, plenty of feeling on the court as well as in the stands. It is a local derby geographically. It's a southern Sydney stoush somewhat. Sharks inside to Parr. Managed to get over those long arms of Uruguay. Those 2 points. They maintain a 1 point lead here, 19-18.
Yep. Parr showing that he can get it inside and he can get it outside. Makes him a pretty difficult big man to control then.
Yeah, exactly. A wide body too on defence.
Yeah. Sharks in the zone.
Albert wrestles the lead back for the Saints. Big over the shoulder dumper, that one. Good work, finds his mark though.
Open again, Parr.
Oh, just too short on that one. Nice pass. Good stuff from Uruguay.
Bit of momentum coming Saints' way now.
Absolutely, that was precision from Cameron Coleman.
Not much movement.
Up there, 46, Jason Freshwater. Draining that three, gets it to within one. He's called the charge there on Coleman.
That's his second.
Yeah. Again, planted his feet, Parr, and took the charge. It could be the second time he's got one of those charging cars. I think he got one earlier.
He did.
So good option there. I tell you what, you'd feel it running into him. A little bit of a momentum shift there. This 23-22 Saints are just in front.
Yeah, that 3 from Freshwater was talent.
Yeah.
It could have broken out after.
Gogol again using his speed. And Stoyanovsky. Another 3 there. Good effort, Freshwater. Back to back, takes the lead. 25-23 for the Sharks. And not letting them get too far in front in this quarter. Scrappy dribbling there from Stoyanovsky. Finds Uruguay, doesn't put it in. Coleman with the putback. Third attempt. Fall short.
Nice work there by the Sharks.
Yeah, through the legs pass there by White. And he gets the charge
Down the other end.
And a tough call. They've done all that work down on the defensive end to get the ball back. Takes it down. And
That'll be his third foul too, I think.
Yeah, a few players are going to have to watch their foul count for the rest of the game. Still nearly 7 minutes in this quarter before half time.
Yep.
And again, Sean Albert pleading with his team in the huddle there. Just settle it down, don't get stuck into it. Coleman high there, waiting for some people to come through. Uruguay comes through at the top of the key. Kicks it out, Stoyanovsky. Big balls from Parr.
He's done well today.
Freshwater finds Parr. Parr finds White. Drives through. Kicks it out. Oh! Stoyanovsky got a touch, but unfortunately, Sharks got a touch as well. They turn the ball over. Holding slender 2-point lead.
With Craigie coming back in.
Gearing taking a seat. Put a smaller, quicker lineup up there. Plenty of points still in the Sharks.
Having quite a bit of speed too.
Yeah. Craigie, Parr, Freshwater. Try and capitalise with that speed as the Sharks bring it back. Try and further their lead. Gogol takes the ball at the top. Nice one, and there is Parr. Just off. Sakia bringing it over to the right side, to the bench side of the court. The speed, nice spin.
Nice move. His first points for the day.
Yeah, beating for speed there quite easily.
Playing some tough defence down there too.
There's White in the corner. Good numbers back on the defensive end there for the rebound. Just a lazy foul from Jackson Gogol.
Probably didn't need to have his hands in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Had him covered there on the defensive end. It just needed to sort of hurt him where he wanted to, but just had a reach. Just saw something that he thought he could pilfer.
Timeout for St George.
Yeah.
DeMarcus wants to have a chat about it.
It's all locked up here. 25 points all in the second quarter. 5 minutes remaining, just over 5 minutes. Equal Stevens between the St George Saints and the Sutherland Sharks.
Yeah, I think it was getting a little bit messy, so DeMarcus has called a timeout.
Good call.
Maybe trying to settle the team down a little bit, get them back into their structure.
That is, I don't know, yeah. A good portion of this game, there hasn't been a great deal of structure. Lots of movement.
Lots of movement, but
yeah. But no play sort of being put in place and being executed from either team. They're just sort of getting around. They're passing well. Both teams are passing well, finding that open player.
The defenses, though, you've got to give credit to them.
Yeah,
they've been playing really hard defense. Both teams. We've seen a couple of charges already called. The guys getting their bodies on the line.
Yeah, certainly leaving it out there. Both teams will be feeling it after this, regardless of which way it goes. St. Spalding and the Sharks are already, look, 4 players above the halfway line almost. Really putting that pressure on them in the full court. And the Barons down low, just watching Nankaro. Goes to Nankaro. Spin and a bit of a hand there. Yeah.
We'll send him to the line.
Yeah, good battle between those two big men when they've been on, Barons and Nankaro. The old bull and the young bull, as it were. I think the score is probably even in that count.
I'd like to advise you that both our bars are open. We have a bar on court 4 and we have a bar upstairs for refreshments. Please come and join us at our bar. There's soft drink, beer, wine, water, whatever you like. So please make your attendance. Go and say hi to the girls and the boys at the bar, and they'd like to serve you.
Nankaro drains both of those. Yeah, nice work. They are now back in front, 27-25. And you heard the announcement that the bar is open. Jim, this is where I leave you.
Well,
You're on your own.
you'll be joining a few of my team over there.
We can see
Come down to watch the final.
Yeah, I can see the Hornets over there enjoying themselves after a good success with the girls' game a little bit earlier on.
Yeah, they were all here. Fine voice.
Kick around to Albert. Coleman at the top again. Finds Sakya inside to Nankaro. Going to take him on again. Same move. Gets that rebound. Not the same result though. A couple of looks at it. Admonishes himself as well. Should have put those away. Those bread and butter plays.
Either one of them was gettable.
Yeah, absolutely.
He did so much hard work getting himself into the position to actually miss those.
Yeah. And again, a good defensive effort there by the Sharks to deny those points. And good hustle as well. Fresh water finds Gogol, gives it back, takes him on, takes Sakya, uses his height.
Kicks it out.
Oh, still able to get it. Well done to Freshwater there.
And a good rebound. And there's another foul on Breran.
Body strewn everywhere.
And now I think we're going down the floor again for free throws.
I don't mind fouling in this league. There's been plenty of them, both teams. A good solid play to make them earn it. Second foul there for Daniel Barons.
A couple of quick ones too.
And across to Den Stoyanovsky back to the line. He's been there a couple of times.
Yep, he's been going at 50% at the moment.
Yeah.
He drains that first one.
Kicks it out to a 3-point lead. Just under 4 minutes remaining. Gets that second one. Finally amassing a few points there, Stoyanovsky.
He's up to 5.
Yeah.
All of them from the stripe. Parr back into the game.
Sharks ball there.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen, just to let you know, beer and alcohol is served on court 4 and upstairs. All drinks must be consumed in the designated areas. All alcohol must be consumed in the designated areas.
Sharks got the ball. Papandreou to inbound the pass. Just making sure that the clock and all of the times are correct.
He's trying to run the clock down to 10 seconds, I think.
Yeah. Some opportunity to have a little huddle there, the Saints. Again, message much the same. Just settle down, just keep it cool. I think the first team that really does just focus and concentrate will be the one that kicks away at the moment. It is still, even though it is the second quarter, helter-skelter, Jim.
It is.
Papandreou finds that one. That's the foul. Nice reach there. Good drive. Got past a couple of guys.
I think if you want to take your chances of going for a drive, you're going to get rewarded either with the basket or with the foul.
Yeah, exactly. Rolls around the rim there and lips out.
They're looking for his first points for the game.
And he's got it. Gets those ones in, well done. Brings it back to a 3-point deficit for the Sharks.
Oh.
Almost got that steal. Got that ball back to the Sharks, but the Saints have come up with it. Inbound pass. Still that pressure. Sakia managed to get away and break away to get that ball. Brings it down slowly. Going to use that screen to help him out, makes the space. Finds Coleman deep.
And a nice finish.
Nice finish. Plenty of attention down there. A couple of guys in and around his area, but still managed to get the points. Well done, Coleman.
He's very strong underneath that hoop.
Reece Craigie kicks it out on the far side. Freshwater drives it through.
And he'll go to the line as well.
And they're making him work both ends of the court, sending him to the free throw line.
There's Rojanovsky asking the question of the referee. What did I do?
Looks like he might have just caught him on the hip there as he went through, I think.
I'll just apologise to him. Always good to keep on the right side of the referees.
This one there draws it to a 4-point difference. Saints still leading. It's under 3 minutes remaining in this quarter. It's actually the second one too, Freshwater.
Takes him to 8 for the game.
Finds Coleman finds Stoyanovsky.
Nice move.
Counts those points, and he goes to the line as well.
Really tough move. A timeout being called by the Sutherland coach. He's first for the afternoon.
Yeah, just starting to get a bit of a run, the Saints there. They have drawn it back and taken a 5-point lead with the and one to come. Good timing for the Sharks just to reinforce what they're sort of saying and what they want to do, go back to what they were doing.
Yeah. Just trying to listen to coach for Sutherland is quite animated in that huddle.
Yeah, his head's getting a little bit redder the more he talks, isn't he? So not a lot to be really angry about, but still just reinforce that message of what they've talked about before they run out. And Basketball New South Wales would like to thank CSM, official apparel suppliers to Basketball New South Wales, for their support throughout the year and on grand final day today. Can't play basketball without clothes, Jim.
Well,
Well, you can. It'd be a different game.
a totally different game. I don't know what it would do for the crowds, though.
No, I don't know. It really gives a new meaning to shirts v skins, doesn't it?
It certainly does.
So thanks once again to CSM.
I think what would be worse is because they've fitted us out with a couple of nice shirts, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't want us not wearing shirts, that's for sure. Okay, looking for one here. Teammates have got a lot of confidence in him. They haven't bothered lining up.
I was going to say they're quite happy for him to get that ball back. Shows where the timing is in terms of the game. You've got a 5-point lead, just over 2.5 minutes remaining in this half.
And both teams in bonus, but there's a zone happening here.
And one. Good pick up by Craigie there, slashing towards the basket along the baseline there. Got Nancaro in the air. And managed to grab that foul. Brings it to within 3. It's well poised going into half-time. Still a little bit of time to go in this second quarter, but it is well poised. Nobody really dominant on top at the moment.
They're just a seesawing.
Gets that one. Brings it within 2. Saints lead a 33-31, and that full court pressure once again.
They do it regularly off their free throws.
Foul there.
Coleman looking for the and one.
Yeah.
But they called it from the side anyway, so it wouldn't have counted. But he's got 2 because they're in bonus.
He managed to break down that full court press there with those long passes to Coleman. So they're starting to find ways to get past it as well. So no doubt the Sharks will make a few readjustments. Throw a different defensive look at the Saints as well, just to put them off their rhythm.
I think a lot of the reason behind the press is just to take time off the clock as well.
Yeah.
And have Saints not running any offense when they get into the half court.
And misses that one. Albert comes up with it.
And
Sakia for 3 and gets it.
That's his first 3 for the game, taking him to 5 points.
There's Craigie looking for some holes. Decides to go himself and gets it.
I don't know that St George will stay in that zone for too long.
Yeah.
Craigie's just driven through it all the way.
Yeah, consistent part of his game today, that's for sure. And getting rewards as well. Back out to Sakia. Bounces off that bottom of that backboard.
He was looking for Coleman on that play.
Yeah.
Out to Craigie. Time to set himself.
Just a little flat there from that wing. Deep in that corner there.
They're missing far too many from under the hoop.
Yeah.
Some good defense there by Nate. And might have spoken too soon on that. Didn't move his feet. Charged with a blocking foul.
Just under a minute remaining in this half. The Sharks will look to go to the line for a few bonus points to try and drag it back with halftime looming.
Yeah. Is George talking about it before they set themselves?
And there's one. Freshwater.
Taking him to 9 points.
Sutherland Hemsley back on for the Sharks. Big Tommy Hemsley try and use his speed and defence, I think.
Well, he certainly caused him a few problems on the drive.
Yeah.
He just failed to finish a couple of times.
Not a big guy, he's quite slight, but certainly quick. Transition. Sucking again, 3 points, nice. Saints leading 40-35 off the back of that 3 from Sakia.
And a block there. Papadras called for the foul.
Yeah.
And that'll send Albert to the line, I think.
And he just got caught in that in the woods there, that tall timber. And Christian Paletti. And off the back of that turnover, foul. He's missed that first one.
Missed the first one. I think he was getting something in his ear from the Sutherland supporters.
Makes no mistake with that second one, Sean Albert. Having a good game, a solid game for the Saints today.
Yeah.
Down one final play in this half. Sharks have got the ball, 10 seconds remaining. It's Reece Craigie, their go-to man, who takes it on. Looks for the foul and gets it. Yeah. Good move, that one.
That'll be the third one on Stoyanovsky. And sends one of their good shooters to the line.
That one. The Saints call a timeout with 3.6 remaining on the clock before half time.
And that's their second timeout. He's obviously going to draw something up.
Yeah.
Maybe an alley-oop play for Coleman.
They have a great deal of time to execute it. Interesting call. They lead by 5 points over the Sutherland Sharks, 41-36. All their key players are scoring.
Yeah, we've got Coleman on leading the charge for them on 11, and we've got Sean Albert on 8, and Naya has taken himself to 8 as well with a couple of 3 points. Whereas for Sutherland, we've got Reece Craigie on 11 and Jason Freshwater on 10. And they've been consistently their top scorers across the season. So
yeah, absolutely.
All the stars doing the job for both the teams this afternoon.
That's right. You don't want your stars going into a shell on grand final day.
You certainly don't.
And they're playing their big matches as well. So both teams leaving it out on the court there. Should be the last play just about of the half. Saints have got the ball, 3.6 on the clock. Leading by 5. Thanks for joining us here at the Hills Basketball Stadium. Long gridiron pass down to Stoyanovsky, finds it and banks it. Doesn't quite get it, but Coleman gets it back.
And
misses. 2 good shots there in that time limit.
3.6 seconds, they were still able to get 2 shots off.
Yeah. All off the great pass from Big Sean Albert there. You are at the Hills Basketball Stadium. It is the Division 1 men's grand final between the St. George Saints and the Sutherland Sharks. The Saints lead 41-36. Neither team has really shown their dominance. Both teams are certainly going hard at it. It is only a 5-point game, 41-36, as I said. So there's a little bit of work for both teams to do to make sure they ice it for the big one. What do you think they'll be saying into the change rooms, Jim?
Well, the third quarter's traditionally been the championship quarter. Last night, Cameron Coleman came out and actually totally changed the game in that third quarter. So I'd be saying probably St. George will be looking to him to take control of the game and finish it off for them. Whereas the Sharks, they came out with more intense defence. Were able to rein Bankstown in. So using their fast break and their small men to get out and run the floor. So I think they'll probably be looking to try and get St. George into a little bit more foul trouble by just pushing the ball up the floor and attacking them with the penetration.
Yeah, exactly. Only those 2 key scoring options for the Sharks, with Reece Craigie and Jason Freshwater leading the way for them. Do they need to look for a few more players to sort of chip in with a few points here and there? Jackson Parr, particularly, he's been playing okay.
Jackson Parr can knock them down, but I think they'd probably be looking for Ben White to start to to trouble those scorers. He's been probably their third best scorer this year. He's averaging about 13 points a game. At the moment, he's only got a couple. He'll be wanting to get a few more just to get up to that average and help St George, the Sharks, across the line.
Yeah, exactly, on the defensive end for the St George Saints as well. Andrew Urigwe doing a decent job there as well, but just needs to finesse some of that stuff under the basket to grab a couple of those bread and butter points, as they say.
He certainly should.
Basketball New South Wales is excited to announce the continuation of the Sydney Kings HSC program for 2019, which is delivered in partnership with Setter College and the Sydney Kings. The program is aimed at years 11 and 12 students, providing them with opportunity to complete their HSC studies within a sport and community setting. To learn more, visit settercollege.newsouthwales.edu.au. You are at the Hills Basketball Stadium. It's Davey J and Jim Raditas here, getting you through the Division 1 Men's Grand Final. It is the St George Saints leading the Sutherland Sharks 41-36, and we'll join you back here very, very soon. Well, we're back here for the second half of the Division 1 Men's Grand Final. It is the St George Saints up against the Sutherland Sharks. Neighbours geographically, and they are pretty close here on the scoreboard as well. The Saints are leading 41-36, but it's been a pretty spirited game from both ones. Jim Reditis joining me in the commentary booth. Jim, you were just saying that 17 fouls, I think, in the first half each?
17 fouls each, so 34 stoppages through the game. So we're expecting a long afternoon. Let's see if the boys can keep their hands out, play good D without giving those fouls away, and see if we can get a good finish to the game.
Yeah, exactly. A few players from both teams will be walking that line, that fine line in the second half, to make sure that they have plenty of fouls up their sleeves. A couple with 2, a couple with 3 here and there, but just got to make sure that they manage their way through the rest of this match.
Yep, so should be an exciting third quarter. I think, as I said before, it's a championship quarter. Let's see which team stands up and takes control.
Yeah, exactly right. No team has really done it throughout the first half. Both of them sort of going tit for tat, as it were. There we are. We've just got a presentation there to say thank you from Basketball New South Wales. Well, thank you very much for that. And I hope you are enjoying the coverage all day across all the games and all weekend as well. Semi-final day yesterday was a lot of exciting matches right through the day, and today is very much the same. The big deciders here. Plenty of people hanging out at the Hills Basketball Stadium from near and far, from across Sydney right through to locals from the Hornets like yourself, Jim, as well as I just saw the Coffs Harbour Suns. A lot of people hitting the road for the day and the weekend, so thanks to everyone, supporters, players, fans, families and friends coming down and getting behind Basketball New South Wales this weekend.
Yeah, a lot of the teams coming from quite a bit of distance have actually filled the stands with supporters, so that's a huge commitment from I'm assuming parents, fans and husbands and wives and relatives. So
absolutely, and the crowd is in good spirits here for this one, the local derby. Plenty being said by the supporters in each camp, trying to just put them off as they hit to the free throw line, and they've been there plenty. They get plenty of opportunities to put them off.
Absolutely. I think it's been the chief scoring option today.
Exactly.
Referees getting together early in this third quarter to discuss something.
Just conferring, making sure everything is okay. Oh, just about set to go for the second half here in this Division 1 Men's Grand Final.
Some discussion with the St George bench.
There we go. The officials have been called in. Haven't seen anything untoward, so I'm not 100% sure what that might be about, but I'm sure that they will take it on board and just go, yep, not a problem, and head into this second half. There we go. Looks like they've got the all clear there. Yeah, ready to go. A bit of a lull. It's going to be a storm. It's going to be a hive of activity here for the second half. It is well poised in this one. No clear winner at the moment.
No one has really stamped their authority. That's great. Grand final. The crowd will be looking forward to not knowing who's going to be the champions.
Yeah. It makes for an exciting game. Rigway at the top of the key there, looking to spin out against Jackson Parr. Gets the ball back down low, looks to make a post move. Gets that little touch there, Parr, and it is a turnover to the Sharks.
Great job defensively there. They made him use all that shot clock. Freshwater looking for the finish.
Oh, there it is again.
And Reece Craigie finishing it off.
Right where he left off in the first half. Reece Craigie getting the points for the Sharks to get within 3. They still trail a little bit. They've come out with renewed enthusiasm on the defensive end and the offensive end as well. Dumps it inside. Big play there. Nice work from the big men.
Nice high-low play.
Way into Ajoma for the score.
And that was his first points for the afternoon. And a foul as well to go with it.
Foul there as well. Gima just slipping a little bit, just catching him on the way through.
And that's his third.
Yeah, Michael Papandreou there getting the speed on him, just making him fall over. Nothing in it. Just one of those things. Nice bounce pass there. Oh! Needs to finish those. Fresh water to Craigie.
Absolute coach killer, that one. No one on here. Inside to Coleman.
In and one. Well done. Plenty of attention down there and not much room to work with, but he was able to get through, get the basket and the foul.
You give him the baseline and it's danger.
Yeah, exactly right. And the way they've started their second half, the Sharks, they don't have that intimidating shot blocker. Jackson Parr's a big guy, but he was nowhere near it on that case.
44 charged with the foul, so we're continuing with the fouls.
A little bit frustrating on that one for the Saints. They were hoping to get that extra point. They've got that turnover nice and quick. Missed opportunity there. Freshwater to Parr. Makes that top of the key. Good shot, good distance there. Well done, Coleman. In and well done. A little bit of aerial ping pong there, but they managed to get at the Saints and convert it to points. Freshwater off the drive. Doesn't fall
Nice
for him.
defense there by Nate.
Oh, got that foul.
I'd say DeMarcus is getting frustrated with the number of shots that they're missing from underneath the basket.
Yeah, absolutely.
But an early timeout by Sutherland.
Saints have got a 7-point lead now, just building a few points to it.
Yeah. They've got to plug away now. If they can get free throws here, they can open up a 9-point lead if they can knock both of them down.
Yeah.
But today, that's a big if.
Yeah, exactly right. It's just, something that is like the bread and butter of the game. Those free throws, you want to make sure your percentages are nice and high when put to the line, but it has been a bit of a bane of a couple of games here.
Yeah. Certainly makes a huge difference.
Absolutely, heading into the second half here. They don't want to let the gap get too far. The Sharks.
I think their strategy was to come out with a much smaller side and maybe run them off the floor.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, they're getting a couple of steals using that tactic and a couple of turnovers. But again, those points seem to be drying up a little bit.
And St George has been getting the ball into the hands of Coleman, and he's already got 4 points for the quarter.
Yeah, and looking good down low as well.
Yep.
Camping,
Give him that baseline,
yeah.
and he's going to punish you.
Just camping down there, getting that ball nice and quick, and they've gone to him a couple of times, and it has paid off. Gets that one, adds an extra one. It is an 8-point lead to the Saints. Fails to get the second one, but Andrew Urigwe gets the rebound, gives it back to Guillermo.
And another miss from the...
Yeah. Working well in combination, the big men for the Saints at the moment.
They certainly are.
Oop. Not sure what that was.
Well, he's not too happy with it, but I think he tried to get it inside, but got body instead.
Yeah. Had a wall of red there to get through. There was 3 of them there that he had to try and pass through.
George being patient on that. Good defense there. So they're in the zone.
Sean Albert. Urigwe gets it. Oh, you got to put those back, young man. A man like you should be getting those points each and every time.
Well, Well, the last couple of trips down could have actually put this game to bed.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice move there. And the finish and an and one.
And one, well done. Jason Freshwater.
One of the danger men. I'm sure St George spoke about him in the pre-game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Benjamin White checking in.
You can see the height difference between both teams as they line up down there in the key. Still persisting with their speed. The Sharks, smaller men on the court. Long pass from Uruguay over to Albert. Finds it. Drains that three.
The invitation has to only be slight for him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very dangerous from that side.
Hits one back. Cool drink of fresh water there for the three as well. Keeps him in touch by 5 points.
And
Shawnee Albert, you can hear the boos of the Sutherland Sharks supporters. He's skittling players like he's playing 10-pin bowling out there.
I was going to say, it did look a bit like we were in AMF.
Yeah.
He's shaking his head. But
yeah, unbelievable. They're certainly trying to get into his head, and he's certainly getting into the fans' head with a couple of those big threes and a few plays there.
that's his third foul, but and the fourth quite quickly for St George.
Absolutely. Probably won't change the way that Albert's playing either, getting 3 fouls. He just seems to be that sort of character. Plays hard to the letter of the law until he pushes over it. Nice drive there from White, and gets it.
And he gets it. So St George clawing their way back in.
Yeah.
They're making a statement, putting the ball on the floor and driving their way through.
Absolutely. Stoyanovski coming back in for Uruguay. No.
Coleman a rest.
He's giving Coleman a rest. No, he is giving him a rest. There we go. A bit confusing there for us in the booth. Both of the
confusing for the players too, I think.
both players heading towards the bench there.
Coming
That
and
makes
going.
sense. Gets that one, Ben White.
Taking him up to 6 now.
Trailing by 2 points, the Sharks. Just off the edge of the backboard there, Sakya. Quick turnover, he's just got that touch, Coleman. Just on the way through, lucky he did. Jackson Gogol was definitely going to get that ball and drive hard to the basket. Would have been hard to stop.
That's right. Ooh. 14, another foul.
Another foul there as
We're
well.
on the baseline and we're in the bonus already, so we're going to the line again.
Yeah, Jason Freshwater looking to get that shot there. Just didn't go where he wanted to, but on his way through, there must have been a little bump there. Got the foul called against the Saints. And ends up looking like he can add those two that he failed with putting in before.
Freshwater to the line again.
Gets that one. It's a 1 point game. Saints in front, 51-50. This could all lock it up, equal Stevens. And it does.
Freshwater leading all scorers with 18.
Finds Albert there, high on that right-hand side. Let it go there. Nice high arc, but just fails to make that three. Unable to grab that offensive rebound, and the Sharks come back at the Saints with some quick passing.
Well, St George have moved away from what was successful early in this quarter.
Yeah, exactly. Let them back into it. Off the strength of Freshwater. Way too big there for
Coleman in the open court.
Oh, giving themselves a wedgie.
Coleman, I think, was looking for a foul there.
Yeah, sort of leaned into it, hoping for that foul, let it go, and just wedged it in that between the ring and the backboard there. Turn over to the Sharks, they get it back. The display will look to take the lead. It's been a very entertaining game thus far, Jim.
Certainly has.
Good movement around the arc there. Didn't fall. Oh! Got up high, came down on that shoulder. Jackson Parr is okay. Big man coming down on that shoulder.
Shows how tough he is.
Absolutely.
And the Sharks bench have been given a warning.
Plenty of height there. He certainly got up to go for that rebound.
Certainly did.
Good touch there by Craig. He didn't interrupt the flight of the ball. And Sakya out to Albert. Gets the ball back. Down to Stoyanovsky. Inside to Taglini. Gets that foul.
And he'll go to the line.
Hasn't seen a lot of court time, John Taglini, but he's certainly coming in and making things happen when he needs to. That's a good sign. That's what you want off your bench.
Yeah, it's certainly surprising because he has been averaging 10 points a game through the season. So
Yeah.
be looking for his first points for the game.
It's Tom Hemsley on for Jason Freshwater for the Sharks. He gets that one. A bit of a dead bounce. An old dead cat bounce there. It's to fall in.
Restores the lead for the Saints.
And Jones that second one as well. Back out to 2 points in favour of the Saints over the Sharks here. Oh, Jones that nice little two. The lumberjack himself, Tom Hemsley. Oh, solid foul. Big push in the back going up for that one.
And you're right. Taglini's come on and made a difference straight away.
Yeah.
Running the floor quite nicely there. But again, I don't think St George coach, the Sharks coach will be happy with that.
No, absolutely.
You don't want to score down one end and then get an easy basket down the other end.
Yeah, he's lucky Jackson Payne didn't get called for something a bit more. It was a fairly meaty sort of shove in the back as he was going for the basket.
Yep.
Taglini grabs that extra. It's 56-53 in favour of the red and white here. Good drive from White. It rolls around and drops. Back to a point. Ball in the hands of Coleman, looking pretty good, looking up court.
He's seen a gap out to Albert.
There's the man. Oh, Albert leaves the hand up there for a little bit. Ever the showman. Yeah, ever the showman.
A 4-point lead.
Yeah, not bad. It's a good quarter, this one.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of tough play. We've seen a lot of speed coming down the floor with the Sharks and Captain Parr feeling the pain a little bit from that heavy spill that he took earlier.
That's right. Once you start to cool down a little bit, that's when it usually sort of settles in, that pain. To keep warm.
And he has worked hard throughout the whole game. It'd be a shame for him not to be able to finish it.
Yeah, absolutely. Still well within striking distance. 59-55 to the Saints here at the Hills Basketball Centre. Yeah, you just saw that piece of plastic there before from some of the glitter and some of the pom-poms that the supporters have made. Glad that they managed to clean that up and make it nice and safe for all the players. Giving away a bit of height at the Sharks at the moment.
Yeah, but it's a very fast lineup.
Yeah. See if they can use it to their advantage by spreading it around and getting good plays and players moving into space and slashing towards the basket. Just like Jason Gogol, nice and easy. Oh, that needed to fall for them, though.
Indeed. Well, that's what they're looking for.
There is Sakia in his spot. Lenny again. Just out leaving. You can see that extra height certainly helped in that offensive rebound. Was able to put it back over the smaller man. Saints back up by 6. Lenny again. Need to watch themselves here, the Sharks, I think.
Yeah, they don't want to lose control now.
Yeah.
They just called the timeout. I don't know that they'd be wanting to have another one in the second half just so quickly.
And some good piece of advice from the crowd there. Lenny again misses that one. Just lips out. Much the same for the second one.
And Hensley charged for pushing, which will put Coleman to the line.
Yeah, didn't need that. Does have to watch him, giving away a couple of centimetres.
Here comes Behrens. So we've got a bit more height now.
Yeah, they certainly do need it just to cover that middle.
And Craigie's having a rest.
And they'll definitely need him into the final quarter. 3 minutes to go in the third quarter here. It's the Saints by 7 after that first conversion there from Coleman. Taking out to 8 as well over the Sutherland Sharks.
Back in their zone.
Finds Behrens down low. And Shu goes at it.
Shu goes at it.
Second one.
They've Lenny charged with the foul. Bit of discussion amongst the St George players about what should have happened there.
Oh, he's missed that one. That one, unfortunately, was a bit of a lead balloon, that one. Never looked like making it. But this one drops.
Made the adjustment.
Behrens. Yeah, exactly. He's back into the defensive line. Setting up a bit of a zone there. That full court pressure that they were pressing in the first half. Just changed it up a little bit. Doesn't matter though to Sean Albert. He can shoot anywhere. They can be any defence they want. He will be happy to shoot over it. Oh, loose play there.
And a foul on the Sharks.
And the Sharks looking a little bit, looking like gummy sharks at the moment. They really are having a little bit of trouble late in this quarter.
There's a fourth foul.
Yeah.
For Jackson Gogol.
Well in touch too, but yeah, they've just sort of dried up. Their options have dried up a little bit.
Michael Papandreou's coming, checking in.
They need to make that change. Saints just seem to be able to convert when they get down the court. Just doing enough to keep that lead. Skips out to 11 now. Close to the biggest lead of the match. Courtesy of Naya Sakia at the line. That one bounces in.
Taking him to 10 points for the game now.
4-point game there with the Saints in front over the Sutherland Sharks. The crowd's getting right into it with the red and white.
Coleman playing at the top of the zone. Nice hand in there by Naya.
Yeah, could have probably taken that option and gone himself there, Papandreou.
And a foul. St George is starting to get pumped.
Yeah, exactly. Stojanowski using that confidence and that noise from the crowd. Got that look in his eye.
And Coleman to the line again.
Gets another one. 14-point lead for the St. George Saints here in the Division 1 Men's Grand Final. Sharks have got to find some answers soon. Can't let it blow out in the next 2 minutes before the quarter time bell.
They're definitely missing fresh water.
Yeah, absolutely. And Craigie's options are drying up just a little bit. Pass there across the chest from Coleman.
And a nice finish by Tagliani.
Finds Tagliani for that finish. Just building and building. A couple more points here and they could be in a world of hurt come the final quarter.
And they're out and running.
Good options both ways. Fine Coleman. Yeah, drives it through. All low momentum with the red and white at the moment as we head towards three-quarter time.
And Craigie trying to do it.
Trying to do it all at the moment. Here's their key scoring option. Still keeping it in, but it is a 16-point lead to the Saints. Just on a minute remaining in the third quarter. Oh, took that shot, got the foul, got the little knock there on the side of his head, I think. But he's okay.
So, they'll go to the line.
Just a warning there, I don't think.
Flop warning.
Yeah. Yeah, nothing intentional in that foul, just good hard basketball, just caught him. Sarko gets the first one. And the second one, it's an 18-point lead. 55 seconds remaining in this quarter. Oh, and an off-the-ball charge. It's not going the way of the Sharks at all at the back end of this quarter. And this could really get in their heads as we approach the last one. It might be a bit too far. At this stage, we've got a lot of work to do.
They certainly have. Ben White pulling them together, trying to settle the team down, trying to refocus them.
Taking their time bringing the ball back. Suki again driving quickly to the basket. Big cross-court pass there.
Papandreou's getting it inside.
Yeah, tries to get it. Tagliani gets that big block and another block. It's a block party. One after the other for the Saints. They are certainly riding high at the moment. Here's Craigie doing his best again, getting those points. If you take Bruce Craigie out of the equation, they would be in a world of hurt. Foul doesn't help though. He's only his second foul for the game, so he's got a fair few to give in that final quarter. He just seems to be playing a lone hand at the moment for the Sharks, Jim.
Well, I think they've got Freshwater sitting on the bench with 4 fouls.
Yeah.
And that's hurt them a lot.
Tagliani getting another one again. He's amassing a few points now. He's come on.
Yep. As you said, he hadn't been on for a while.
Yeah.
He's now, since you made that comment, he's now up to 11.
Yeah.
So that's 11 in the one quarter.
Yeah, doing very well.
Made a difference.
Big contributor. The lead is 18 points with 15 seconds remaining. The Sharks are desperately losing touch at the moment. It has been all...
Alley-oop play here.
Oh! We're certainly up there.
Craigie on his own again.
And gets that foul as well. And finish out that quarter.
They're rewarded for effort again.
Yeah. That one. Deficit still stays 18. they trail 60-78. And the next one, looking very tired at the moment, Chris Craigie.
Distance. He's looking tired. He's had to shoulder a lot of the responsibility there.
Yeah, absolutely. What's three-quarter time here in the grand final Division 1 men's, and it is the St George Saints. The minor premiers are finishing on top at number 1. Well in front, 18 points, 78-60 over the Sutherland Sharks. There's not a lot they are doing wrong in that quarter. They were able to extend their lead. It was very close at the beginning of it as we came out of half-time, but they have certainly put the afterburners on in this one. Poor old Sutherland Sharks, though, they just seem a little bit lost at the moment.
It seemed to coincide, as you said, with Tagliani coming on the court. Made a couple of big plays down the stretch there, got a few free throws, took a couple of nice solid rebounds on the defensive end. And then St George's took control.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
We've got Coleman leading all scorers now on 21, followed by Sean Albert on 17, with Naya on 12 and Tagliani, as we said, on 11. And they've been the consistent top 4 scorers for St George through the season. But on the other side, we've got Reece Craigie on 17, Jason Freshwater on 18. And they need to come with everything. Freshwater's back on now.
Yeah.
He's got to stay out of foul trouble and do some scoring at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They just need to find that third or fourth option. A couple of other guys just trying to get to it, crashing those boards and getting those putbacks as well will certainly help. They just need to settle down and see if they can do it. It isn't insurmountable. It is a big effort required from the Sharks to get back into it and get in close. But all the momentum at the moment with the St George Saints, they are looking good.
Yep, but 18 points, as you said, isn't an unbeatable lead.
Yeah.
Especially knock down a couple of threes, get a couple of stops, get a couple of calls go your way. And the whole thing can change.
Yeah, exactly right. The momentum does shift pretty quickly in basketball, and they'll need it to shift really quickly for the Sharks. Inbound pass there from Sean Albert, having a monster game at the moment. Coleman looking very good as well. Passes it around, finds his spot. Always missed that air ball, but cleaned up by Coleman. Nobody got a body on him. They forgot where he was, the Sharks, unfortunately, and he was just able to go through with that putback.
Yeah, I think Sean's claiming the assist, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Why wouldn't you? All the stats count.
Nice pass.
And Glennie inside, making some space for himself. Taking him down.
Coleman's got a tech foul.
Yeah, looks like he flopped there. Didn't see too much in that.
But the interesting thing is he wasn't on the floor when they gave the flop warning.
Yeah.
So maybe he said something.
Done. Soft foul there for Freshwater. Definitely needed him to hang around a little bit longer in this final quarter. But again, didn't see too much in it. He sort of dropped the shoulder a little bit.
I'd suggest he probably said something.
Yeah.
Probably claiming an offensive foul.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he was looking for. He was trying to work for it. Get the ball back after that 1 point. It is now out to 21-point lead. This could be a very long quarter for the Sharks. If you're a Shark supporter at home, make sure you keep cheering for them all the way to the end. Support on the Facebook feed as well.
Well, one foul there by Goggle. He'll look to get his first points from the stripe.
Yeah, this will help them a little bit if they can get that, give them a little bit of confidence.
Put Sean Albert onto 4 fouls.
Heavy-handed with that one. Jackson Gogol. And chances with that second one. Gets the rebound, and the Saints launch another attack to try and extend their lead. Play from Coleman.
And a foul.
And Benjamin White, a quick foul. Just to slow that momentum down.
That's his fourth as well.
The way they're going, they might not have any players left, Jim.
Nice crossover there. Kick back out.
He is feeling it at the moment.
He enjoyed that one.
He's the heart and soul of the team at the moment. He's certainly wearing his emotions right on his sleeve, Stoyanovsky.
Papandreou's driving it to the hoop and getting a reward. And that's his fourth foul.
Ooh.
This is with the first.
Just can't buy a basket at the moment, the Sharks. He does there.
And he gets a second.
Michael Papandreou has been trying hard all game.
Yeah.
Trying to bring that spark. A lot of similar type players for the Sharks, I feel, as well. Similar sort of skill sets.
Finally got it.
Balance him up.
And they've called him for the travel.
Called him for the travel. Oh, he's incredulous. Up for the Saints, and certainly are playing some decent defence at the moment, denying plenty of points for the Sharks. Reece Craigie again to try and find a way through and grab some points. Almost does, but the putback there certainly helps.
Nice follow-up there by
Paletti.
Christian Paletti.
Yeah, Christian Paletti. Haven't seen too much of him this game. He's got a couple of points to his name.
Points and a free throw to come.
There's Andrew Origwe back into it for the Saints there, adding some extra height. Oh, managed to get that steal in that strip.
And Craigie finishes an easy one.
Reece Craigie again getting an extra couple of points there. Look for the Saints to use that height as well in the middle, I think. Very small lineup.
And an offensive foul.
There we go. It's going to be a bit of a turning point. If they can get a bit of a run here, he might be able to claw it back from that 21-point deficit.
That's his fourth foul.
Quarter timeout to the Saints.
He just has to check it a little bit. Make sure he refocuses the team so that we don't get a Sutherland run.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Sutherland coach will be saying, well, we just have to chip away.
Just keep
See if we
going
can
at
get the lead down to single figures, and then they can take it from there.
Yeah, plenty of guys as well on both teams are skirting that fourth foul mark, so they want to be sort of taking them on. I see a few names on both teams there.
Yeah, well, St George got 4 on 4. Sutherland have got 3 on 4 and 4 on 4 as well.
Yeah. It's certainly going to play a factor in the final.
And 1 on
7.5.
5.
Yeah.
So
Jason Freshwater on the bench after his foul. So look at that for coming into play as well in the final 7.5 minutes here of this game. It's the Division 1 men's grand final. St George Saints are leading 86-65 over close crosstown rivals, the Sutherland Sharks. The Sharks have got the ball. They're on a little mini run here, putting some pressure on them, making sure it's not going to go all the red and white way. Paletti finds Parr there. Parr takes him on, kicks it out. But Coleman again using those long arms, those long fingers to get a touch to the ball. Almost comes up with the turnover as well. reset and go again. Craig again the ball. Nice drive there from White and a good finish as well.
Making him to 10 for the game.
One's in the top of the key there, Rigway. Taglini. Off the rim, still making plenty of space, and just rims out again. Only Saint in the paint there. He didn't need anybody else's help, unfortunately. He didn't get it. Good pass from Parr, up underneath and in. Go goal.
And his first points for the game.
Back to 17.
They settled it down. Kick back out, that'll be a shot.
Hasn't missed too many, Sean Albert.
No.
That one would have really silenced him. I think it would have taken all the wind out of the Sharks if he had managed to get it.
Put the lead back up to 20, but not to be.
Block there and a foul as well.
Two to come.
Yeah, certainly lifting. Time's on their side though, the Saints. If they play smart, they can close this out nice and easily. But again,
Another player on 4 fouls.
yeah, but again, they just sort of seem to be back into that. Oh, hang on a minute. All the momentum is going the other way. Go goal again, scoring there, another point. Reduced to 16 at the gap. Oh, we needed that one. Leaning off to the races. Lines out underneath to Coleman, just unable to get it. Wide open there as well, nice spin move too. Nice finish. High off the glass. Go goal, amassing a few points in this final quarter to keep them still in touch and their hopes of grand final victory alive. There across the line there, right in front of the commentary booth. Taglini. And Sammy Geimer coming back in for Andrew Irigwe. Three-pointer, Christian Paletti. Contesting hard for that intercept. Let's call for the foul there against Coleman.
Well, we've got the lead down to 13.
There's a couple, if they can get a stop here and convert that at the other end, it's going to make for an interesting final 5 minutes in this grand final.
Good defense there, shutting it down. Coleman for 3. And that'll do it.
They're making them work for it. Paletti again, just off the front of the rim. Off to the races, Albert. Oh, nice over the head pass to Coleman to finish.
And Coleman. Sean Albert is pumped.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got every reason to be. He is having a whale of a game.
He's sitting at 17 points. He's probably got a few assists now with Coleman hitting 29 points.
Yeah, Coleman on track to surpassing his 33 from yesterday.
It was definitely above his season average of 26.
Yeah, and looking pretty good as well. Getting in the right position for those long passes into the paint, as well as taking the ball on himself. trailing through for those passes and those alley-oops.
Yeah, he certainly got it all.
Yeah.
And if you just watch him defensively too, he's very hard to get around. He's always in stance. Good example for any of the young kids that might be watching.
Yeah, and there'll be plenty of them as well, because all of these games are featuring some top talent right across the state. The country, metro, wherever.
Sutherland coming out.
18 points, 4 minutes 30 to go. And convert a couple of points quickly. Just make sure they've got enough time to stay in touch. Liddy again. Oh, in and out, rims out.
Okay. Couple of bodies on the floor there. Ben White.
Yeah, holding ball as only contesting for that rebound. Jim brought himself
that's his
down.
fifth.
Yeah, that's a big blow. Big blow indeed. He's been having a decent game, Ben White, for the Sharks. That brings on Michael Papandreou as well. Into it, he's been doing okay. Too easy, that long pass. Nice big block there, no foul call. Well done, Jackson Parr. That was solid. Finds him on the other end. Sort of threw that up and hoped. Taglini getting the ball, kicks out to Coleman on the far side.
He settles it.
Like I said before, Jim, they certainly have the time on their side and the lead. Just got to play their own game. Good pass there. Oh, into Taglini. Almost with his back to the basket. Well done.
He's up to 17 points.
Yeah. Quietly massed those in the second half of the game. And it has been impressive.
He's showing his experience, Coleman, not in any hurry to get the ball down the floor.
Yeah, absolutely right. Being stripped there, Sakya. Gogo takes it. And just a disruption there from Goma.
Certainly enough to force a turnover. I think the Sutherland coach might have called it. He's taken Craigie off, put the few of the bench on.
Yep. There's the time in as well. Hensley coming on. Gearing as well, I see. It's theirs to lose. 20 points in 3 minutes. I don't think they're going to do it. With 3 minutes to remaining, as a coach and a player, you put yourself in. DeMarcus Barry, get on there. A few minutes in garbage time in the grand final.
It's a banner.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. Absolutely. Give me the ball and watch me run, basically.
Well, actually, for DeMarcus, I'd say he would spot up on one of the 45s or down in the corner and knock down a couple of threes.
Yeah, exactly.
But he might just be enjoying watching the game.
Yeah, he certainly has been steering the team around quite well and proficiently from the sideline. I tell you what, that chalkboard is getting a workout each and every time. So he's certainly got something in mind.
Actually, he might not have put himself in the 12.
Well, yeah. Pass down to Geimer, finds Taglini, and again, Taglini bringing it straight in. A lot of his points in and around that area under the hoop. He's got that long, pointy body. Hard to defend as well.
Gets down the floor quite quickly.
Yeah. Oh, Hensley loses the ball. The Saints are back at it. Sakya brings it down. Just slows it down.
Yeah, taking the time off the clock.
High one. Oh! the foul there.
And an unsportsmanlike too.
Yeah, trying to get him out of the way. That would have been a wonderful cherry on the top of the cake of the premiership there, finishing it off with that big alley-oop. Wasn't to be.
So, Coleman 2 shots to see if he can make the 30 points for the game.
Missed that first one. Doesn't seem too phased about it. He knows that they have got this comfortably.
And they have possession at the side to look to try and further extend this lead. Very dominant second half, really.
Yeah, pretty much. They set it all up in that third quarter. Nice one there from Geimer, just on the top of that elbow.
And they're not missing anymore.
That's right. 25 points they now lead by 100 to 75 over the Sutherland Sharks. It was late in that third quarter that they really kicked on. There's Hemsley.
Nice work. I think he's deserved that bucket. He's really worked hard.
Yeah, in his short time on the court, he has certainly tried his hardest to keep them in the game. Coleman just looking around for options. Not much movement anymore. Just going to find it. Find a spot and shoot it, I think.
Yep.
Just eat up that clock as they head down to less than 90 seconds now. Good rebound, just walking it up the court. The Saints keep their emotion for a little bit longer. Play out this game. They look to be crowned champions of 2018 in Division 1 men's. Sakia in his preferred side, just misses it. Put back by Coleman. Once again, he's found himself under around that basket, getting those rebounds and those loose shots, adding to his total.
Well, St George starting to enjoy themselves out there. The bench is up on the floor.
Absolutely. Nice pass there to Gearing. Able to convert it there.
Sutherland still trying their hearts out. And we're having a 5-on, 5-off. St George celebrating now.
There for Gearing, Joel Gearing, 24 points difference, 23, just respectability now, 45 seconds, less than 45 seconds remaining in this game. Gavin Liang there, just turning it over, all that foul.
And they've called a fast break foul as well, so
yeah.
It's an unsportsmanlike. So no lineup. Misses with both. Papandreas with a long bomb.
Aaron, let's go! Aaron!
The big man there, Caro, taking it down the court, finding the room and banking it off the back. He's done what he's had to when he has been on the court and he's been pretty solid. great to see him grab another couple of points there for the Saints.
Yep.
And that's basically it. They've called it.
104-79. Pretty dominant display in that second half by St George.
Yeah, absolutely. Opened that big lead in that third quarter, and they were never headed after that. Sharks put in a pretty good performance early on to keep in touch at half-time, but just outgunned, outmanned and outmuscled towards the end there. Excellent victory to the St George Saints, as Jim said, 104-79 over the Sutherland Sharks to take the crown for 2018 in the Division 1 Men's Grand Final here at the Hills Basketball Stadium. Excellent work for all of them.
Yep, we're certainly leading the scorers was Cameron Coleman, 32, backing up his 33 from yesterday. We had Tagliani with 19, Sean Albert with 17, we had Naya with 12. Leading the way, whilst for the Sharks, Reece Craigie once again leading their scoring with 19, Jason Freshwater with 18.
Unbelievable. Who was your MVP, Jim? Can't go past Cameron Coleman at the moment, points-wise.
Cameron Coleman, points-wise. I thought Sean Albert was strong. And I thought the contribution of Tagliani when he did come on in that third quarter was quite telling as well.
Yeah, really making those changes in that third quarter. You want someone in there getting those points and making sure it is keeping on moving, and he certainly did do that. Well, it was a tough one for the Sharks. They did finish second in the year, and they have finished second today. Well done to the St George Saints on winning that one. Congratulations to the association. It was a well-deserved one. They were the form team this year, only getting beat, well, only a couple of times, once or twice, wasn't it, Jim?
Twice
yeah.
in the Southern League, and this was their first loss in the final series as well.
Yeah, very tough one. So excellent work there. Not too far away from the next game here. It is, let me just check our Ready Reckoner. We have got the Division 1 women up next on Court 3, so make sure you stick around for that. But before we go, Basketball New South Wales would like to thank their official partners, New South Wales Office of Sport, Spalding, Carney Sports Marketing, PCYC, Custom College Recruitment, Setter College New South Wales, the Sydney Kings, the Sydney Uni Flames and Allied Couriers. It's been our pleasure. Jim, it was a beauty. It was a good game. Unfortunately, it didn't go the way of the Sharks, but then again, you can't win them all. Exactly right, mate. Well, thank you for joining me in the commentary booth. We're going to leave you to it and the presentations.
Firstly, we're going to start off with our league awards. So we're going to start with congratulating and recognising those from the All-Star 5 for the Division 1 men. So if you are here, please make your way up. Firstly, congratulations to the All-Star 5 guard from the Bankstown Bruins, Luke Davies. All-Star 5 guard from the Sutherland Sharks, Reece Craigie. Congratulations, Reece. All-Star 5 forward from the Lithgow Lasers, Matar Maluch. All-Star 5 forward from St George, Cameron Coleman. Congratulations, Cameron. And rounding out the All-Star 5 in centre from the Bankstown Bruins, Brad Costa. Now we move on to the big award for the league, which is the league MVP. And congratulations goes to, from Sutherland, Reece Craigie. Congratulations, Reece. Defensive Player of the Year goes to, from the Bankstown Bruins, Paul LaBelle. Round of applause for our referees. I would now like to call up the captain of Sutherland to say a few quick words before we present the team.
Congratulations to St George, you guys played a great game today. Well done to Marcus, he's got you running a lot of sets, looking real crisp, so well earned. I'd like to thank my teammates as well, it's been a great year, we didn't get it done today, but thank you for all your efforts and some great memories.
Okay, I'm now going to call up our runners-up for 2018, the Sutherland Sharks. Firstly, number 10, Jackson Gogol. Number 11, Reese Craigie. Number 12, Michael Papandreas. Number 13, Tom Helmsley. Number 23, Blake Kelly. Number 26, Joel Kimber. Number 27, Benjamin White. Number 28, Joel Gearing. Number 36, Christian Paletti. Number 37, Daniel Menendez. Number 38, Jackson Parr. And number 46, Jason Freshwater. Head coach, Simon Gleeson. And assistant coach, Lockie Gowland. Now, before we call up our champions, we move to the grand final MVP. And congratulations goes to, from St George, number 7, Cameron Coleman. Congratulations, Cameron. Now it's my pleasure to call up the grand final playing team from our champions. Firstly, number 4, Gavin Lane. Number 7, Cameron Coleman. Number 8, John Taglini. Number 9, Mitchell Grant. Number 10, Sean Albert. Number 11, Clement Lau. Number 12, Samuel Gaimea. Number 14, Aaron Nancaro. Player coach, DeMarcus Barry.
Attention, ladies and gentlemen, this is Laura Judd. Please come to the front desk. Laura Judd.
Number 21, Pranaya Sakaya. Number 25, Kostian Stanovsky. Number 44, Andrew Ungwe. And again, Coach DeMarcus Barry and assistant coaches Robert Cox, James Begley and Brenton Lowe. Now, before we do the presentation of the championship banner, I'd like to call up the captain of St George just to say a few quick words.
First of all, I'd like to thank Sutherland for a great game. First half was fantastic. First half, yeah, exactly how great fun should be. I'd like to thank the crowd, everybody who came out to support us. To the fan, yeah, we've been going since November, working hard every week. You know, we can't ask for anything more. We've got a great coaching staff, great bunch of boys. Yeah, we couldn't ask for anything more. I'm proud of every single one of you guys. Thank you.
And Sean, don't go anywhere, and I'd like to ask the Marcus to come up and accept the championship trophy and banner for your 2018